Hi, my name is Melissa Hicks. This presentation covers Unit 9 and it focuses on ethics, confidentiality, and decision making in an industrial organizational psychology case. This case involves an industrial organizational psychologist who was hired to run an employee engagement survey. Employees were told that it was anonymous. After the survey, Human Resources asked for information that was identifying. The psychologist shared coded data, and Human Resources decoded it. Some employees were fired. So, the main issue here is that confidentiality was broken. The first ethical concern, the major concern here is confidentiality. Employees were promised to remain anonymous. Once identifying information was shared, even in the coded form, that promise was no longer protected. According to the APA Ethics Code, psychologists must safeguard confidential information. When that protection failed, that's when employees were harmed. The second concern is related to informed consent. Employees agreed to participate because they believed that their responses would stay anonymous. When Human Resources later asked for identifying details, the original agreement changed. Consent is not valid if the terms shift after the fact. The third concern is harm. The psychologist knew that there was pressure from HR. Once the data was shared, job loss became a real possibility. The APA Ethics Code says that we must avoid causing harm, and in this case, harm was caused and it was foreseeable. The fourth ethical concern focuses on justice. Some employees were targeted based on survey responses, and that creates unequal treatment. Ethical practice requires fairness in how decisions are made and how data is used. There must be fairness there. The fifth ethical concern involves integrity. Even if the psychologists felt pressured, professional standards do not change because leadership is pushing them. Integrity means standing firm even when something crosses ethical lines and maybe it's a gray area. Still need to stand firm and take the ethical approach. In the sixth ethical concern, we talk about professional responsibility. Psychologists have a duty to protect not just the organization, but the people that are affected by their work. Once it's promised that people will remain anonymous, that must be protected. Walking away from a contract may be difficult, but ethics sometimes require that. The socioculture considerations, I just want to say that there's also a power difference between leadership and employees. When employees fear retaliation, they may not feel safe speaking honestly, especially in small communities. Job loss affects families, local stability, Ethics includes understanding these broader impacts. Culturally informed practices and the enhancement of ethical decision making. To prevent this situation, confidentiality should be explained in simple language before the survey begins. Small teams should not be reported separately. Different comfort levels and cultural backgrounds should be considered. Outside facilitators can help employees feel safer. Personal values and alignment with the APA Ethics Code. For me personally, fairness and honesty are very important. I don't believe employees should be punished for giving feedback. Those values align with confidentiality, justice, and integrity in the APA Ethics Code. Also, as an employer, I would appreciate negative and positive feedback from my employees because I can use the negative feedback to improve my workplace. I'm not gonna get mad and fire someone because they gave feedback that was negative. I would just see how can I use this constructively and make make my workplace a better environment for my employees. I think that that's what they should have done in this case instead of trying to find out, well, who said that. They should have left everything anonymous and just accepted the feedback as it was and used it for its intended purpose. The anonymous survey data must remain anonymous. Pressure from HR does not excuse unethical actions. Reporting results at the group level protects employees while it still helps the company improve. Ethical decisions should be documented and reviewed carefully. Here are the resources that supported this presentation, including the APA Ethics Code and some other documents.